Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 205 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I'm a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an author, and I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habit. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 205th episode of the Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube socials, jump into the chat, come and say hello, and let us get this party started. I'm very excited to be here with you today, and today we are focusing on your most important cash flow success skill. Try saying that fast 10 times in a row. Yes, we are focusing on this ever so important and powerful skill, and I'm really, really excited to share with you today. But ahead of that, I'd love to know who is in the audience. I hope that the comments will feed through to me today. I will just pick up my phone and make sure that I am indeed live. Hello, fabulous Jackie over on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining today and letting me know that we are indeed live over on YouTube and on LinkedIn. Very excited to be here with you, awesome lady. Happy birthday. Everyone, go blow up. Not in the physical sense, obviously. Jackie's profiles. It was her birthday this week. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to see her in person over the weekend and to see and hear that she had a beautiful birthday. Happy birthday, beautiful lady. I hope it was a brilliant day. Really looking forward to talking about today's topic. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, please let me know, ladies and gents, how you are doing today. 1 being, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 being, woo, Yinka, things could not be any better. I am very, how am I today? Oh, I'm a good solid 7. Let me put it at a solid 7. Let me call it what it is. Hello, fabulous Sharon. Thank you very much for joining over on LinkedIn. So great to have you. So I'm a 7. What are you? Hello, Stacey Casson. Welcome into the space, amazing lady. So just before we get started on talking about your most important cash flow success skill, please could you do me 2 favors? 1, hit the reshare button wherever you are watching me right now. That helps the fabulous algorithmic overlords to understand that there is something worth getting involved with and worth serving to other members of the LinkedIn spaces, YouTube spaces, and Facebook spaces. So hit a reshare on wherever you are watching this to bring more people in. And then second of all, tag a friend. Today we are talking about your most important cash flow success skill. And I'm excited to talk about this. This is really going to help. This will put cash in the bank for you today if you actually choose to deploy it. So have a think. Who do you know that is amazing at what they do and you reckon would deserve more cash in the bank today? Please tag them into this post. Give them the opportunity to find us either live if they are currently on social media or to join Team Replay if they are not. And with that, let us get started. So today I want to talk. Hi, Oyeyemi, lovely to have you. Thank you very much for joining me. Jackie Oyeyemi is sending you birthday greetings. We love to see it. Jackie says she's a 9. Sharon says she's a 7. With me, twins. And Stacey has said that she is an 8. So today we are talking about your most important cash flow success skill. Why are we talking about this? Very simply because, and yes, someone please, you can write this in the comments, hashtag what Yinka said, you cannot out mindset a lack of skill set. I'll say that again. You cannot out mindset a lack of skill set. It doesn't matter how bombastic your mindset is. It doesn't matter all of the brain training that you do, all of the incredible visualizations, affirmations, brushing and priming, all of the different practices and things that you do to settle and improve your mindset capabilities. Your mind is mechanical. It is a pattern recognizing device. Your mind will do what it always does. But even more importantly, you cannot out mindset a lack of skill set. You can hype yourself up. You can have the best self image. You can tell yourself that I love money and money loves me. And yet, if you lack the skills to create the change you want to see, then nothing shifts. You will continue to take action and you will continue to be frustrated. And the last thing that I would want for you, given that frustration is a compound emotion which combines both anger and sadness. Anger plus sadness equals frustration. And since I would never want that for you, I want to remove any opportunity for you to have that frustration, to recognize that you cannot out mindset a lack of skill set. So if you are seeking to create better cash flow results, you are going to need better skills. Let me know if you are picking up what you're putting down, because the reason I share this is because I spend a lot of time working on my mindset. I really do. I am spending a lot of time working on my mindset, and that is right. That is right. Um, it is so important to work on your mindset. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest, but it is the start of the process. It is not everything, and it is not enough. Mindset alone is not enough. We seem to love to live in extremes in this world. So you've got the camp that says mindset is everything, and they spend all their time meditating and doing mindset things. And then you have the people who are like, let's just get to work, ignore this mindset malarkey. And I am in neither camp. I probably sit somewhere firmly in the middle, which is mindset is so incredibly important. It is necessary for your success, but it is insufficient by itself. So if you are hearing the sound of my voice and want to be really clear about what it is that I am sharing, then what I'm sharing is that you need to work on your mindset as a foundation, but you can't live in a foundation. The foundation is there for you to steady the house, but you got to build a house. You've got to build a house. And so it is so important that you give yourself the opportunity to have the best possible success. And the best possible success comes from, yes, having a look at mindset, but B, not overlooking skills. There are skills that you need to improve upon if you are going to improve on your cash flow, because you cannot out mindset a lack of skill sets. So there are many types of skills that you can use to create cash flow. But I'd love to know, just before I reveal at least my opinion on this, and I say it's my opinion, but I'm also right. I'd love to know what skill you think is most important to create success in your cash flow. Jump in the chat and let me know, what skill do you think is most important? Now, for those of you who spent any time in my spaces, we know full well that we only have 2 cash flow critical activities. For those of you who do not work in my spaces, there are only 2 cash flow critical activities. Cash flow critical activities are the 2 activities that you can do that will ultimately make a change to your bank balance for the higher. There are many things that you can do to make a change to your bank account for the lower. We will put those to one side for a second. There are only 2 things that you can do to increase your bank balance: making offers for cash and cash collection. They are your 2 cash flow critical activities. So there are many skills that go into doing those skills effectively, consistently, and with enough effectiveness to ensure that you get the results that you want. And so my question to you is, what do you think the most important cash flow success skill is? I will reveal my answer to you in just a moment, but just ahead of that, I want to ensure that I am absolutely taking your guesses. I want to see, what do you think the most important cash flow success skill is? And I am being binary about this in terms of, I'm not saying there are a group of most important skills. What I will say is that there is only one. There is only one. What do you think that most important skill is? And for some reason, the comments are now no longer coming through. So even if you are typing comments, I cannot see them. So I'm just going to take a moment to just refresh my screen and see what the um Okay, I can't see any comments coming through. And I can see that Stacey said that the tags have not been working very as well. Okay, I will keep going. We will sidestep the side eye on the tech and we'll keep going. Okay, so there are many different skills that you need. You need to be able to, communicate your offers effectively. You need to understand sales skills. You need to learn both the skills of persuasion and persuasion. You need to understand the skill of holding the frame, emotional regulation. All of these skills are so incredibly important. These are the skills that you are going to need: the skill of sales conversion, the skill of cash collection. All of these skills are incredibly powerful. Sharon has said consistency, incredibly powerful and important skill, and definitely up there in the top five. But the number one slot skill, or the skill that is most important for to create success for your cash flow, is, and I was going to do a drum roll, but if I did, everything would clatter and fall, is the skill. Oh, Jackie says action. Okay, the skill of taking action, incredibly important. Both consistency and action are needed in order for you to be able to create cash flow. And yet, it is these skills come downstream of the skill that I am sharing with you today, and are less important than the skill I'm about to share with you now. And I'll explain why in just a second. You see, the number one skill, the fact is that we do live in a world that is all about just do it. Like, shout out to, the Nike marketing team, because it is one of the most pervasive slogans in the zeitgeist, in business, in areas of success, in entrepreneurship. Everybody has drunk that just do it Kool-Aid. And it's cool, it's important. We do need to take action. We do need to just do it. However, before we just do it, we need to deploy the most important skill. And that most important skill is the skill of discernment. Yes, we need to employ the skill of discernment, and it is the one skill to rule them all. And let me explain why. In the first instance, as entrepreneurs, whenever I speak about this in my spaces, I often share that there are three core jobs that any entrepreneur has, any person who wants to run a business, any founder, they have three core jobs. They need to ensure that they can construct value. So they are value architects. They are able to create things and craft things of value that support the opportunity for the customer to buy. I also talk about the fact that they need to be valued communicators. They need to be amazing at enabling people to really understand the value of what they have just constructed. And therefore, they need to have been able to communicate that effectively. But even more important than value architecture and value communication is the one skill that rules them all, which is values discernment. Because it doesn't matter how fantastic the offer that you have just created is. It doesn't matter how brilliant those brand colors match. It doesn't matter how fabulous you think that brand spirit animal is. And it really doesn't matter the backstory, the origin story, the hero's journey, or any other storytelling framework, focus, content, all of those things, without the skill of discerning who is the right kind of person to show that offer to, all of the rest of it is irrelevant. As I often say, you cannot sell a Wagyu beef burger at a vegan festival. It doesn't matter how brilliant the lives of those cows were. It doesn't matter the juiciness of the marbling or whatever it is that you care about as somebody who is a connoisseur of beef. If you are at a vegan festival, you are in the wrong place. you are in the wrong place. So the importance of discerning values in that particular instance for us as entrepreneurs comes before communication or architecture. Because even if you have fantastic architecture and brilliant communication, there is still no sale to be had if you have not discerned the right values of the people that you are standing in front of. That's one use case and powerful insight with respect to discernment. But there are others. And shout out to a friend of mine. We're having a conversation on LinkedIn today. I shall not tag her in here, but I will tag her in this video later. She was sharing, her frustration with everything that she's seeing on her feed at the moment. And I was saying, I'm not seeing the stuff that you're seeing. And she said, well, actually, you have been commenting on stuff that has been, essentially annoying her. That like she's like, oh, I've been seeing stuff that you've been commenting on and it's BS, and people are lying and manipulating in their comments. And I don't want to associate with those kinds of people. And I've seen that you have been associating with these kinds of people. And I paused for a second. At first I was like, really? Like, and then I remembered, okay, this is a matter of discernment. Now, first of all, I will say that her perspective is absolutely right. I am sure that there are people on this platform who are telling lies or dissembling or manipulating or whatever. What I can also say to you is I do not know proactively who those people are in my spaces. Hi, Taya, lovely to have you here. I don't make it my business to associate with people who are known for being dishonest. But what I will also say is that discernment calls me to mind the business that pays me. I'm here to mind my business. I don't mind anybody else's business. So there might be people who are lying, and I just don't know because I never looked into it because I don't care that much, because that is not a good use of my time and focus. Now you might say, well, Yinka, no, actually, you should know, that everybody around you is, and I'm like, I really do hope that everyone around me is honest, but I also know that human beings are human beings, and everyone isn't going to be honest. And I know that I have 24 hours in my day, and I know that my days are already so full. So the idea that I'm going to be the integrity police on people's content is not something that is a good use of my time. As and when evidence is brought into the public domain, or I seek it out, or whatever comes along, and I discover that these people are dishonest, of course I will disassociate myself with them. But in the meantime, I mind the business that pays me. And that's the thing. Integrity is so incredibly important to me, but my integrity stands highest above all, because that's what I can control. I can't control anyone else's integrity. All I can control is when I discover that they are out of integrity, what I do about it. And it really is as simple as that. Discernment tells me what is a good use of my time, what is a good use of my energy. And so I really enjoyed the conversation, and we're still in the midst of it, and who knows where it will go. But I really enjoyed the conversation because I am somebody who values and prioritizes integrity. And yet, discernment tells me that I'm not going to get a perfect result in that. There is always going to be an 80-20 split. And some people will push for that 100%, and I respect that. I respect that so much. But discernment calls me to mind the business that pays me. Discernment calls me to focus on what matters. Discernment calls me to remember that social media is a tool for me to build my business. It is an opportunity for me to reach a new audience. It is a gift. I do not pay LinkedIn a penny. I probably shouldn't say it so loud. I pay the streaming service that I use to connect to LinkedIn, but I've never paid LinkedIn. LinkedIn have never gotten a penny of my cash. So I'm always reminded LinkedIn is a private company, a private company, and they allow me to use their platform for free. And I say for free, air quotes, because actually, if you are not the customer, you are the product. So yes, they monetize my attention. Fine. I'm happy with the trade because I go onto LinkedIn day in, day out. Over the years, we have brought millions of pounds into our business through LinkedIn, and I've never paid them to use the platform. So my discernment tells me what I should focus on. And moaning about the quality of the feed on LinkedIn is not a good use of my time. That's what my discernment tells me. Discernment reminds me to focus on be here for why I am here and focus on why I came. So no, I'm not the LinkedIn grammar police. I'm not the LinkedIn morality police. I tend to mind the business that pays me. That is a good use of my discernment. It is so important that we recognize how easy it is to get dragged into things that really are not our business. And this is where our discernment needs to kick in. We need to discern what we need to do in terms of who we are showing our offers to. But even before that, we need to discern how we are spending our time. We need to discern how we are investing our energy. And the thing is that I am too busy and I am too tired to be minding what is not my business and to be minding the parts of my business that don't pay me in that way. You see, the thing about discernment, and again, I love this powerful truth. Absolutely. Kyle says, hi, Kyle, says discernment, say social media is a tool to reach customers. Yes. Discernment tells me that LinkedIn is a private company who will always do what is best for them. Like the that doesn't mean that they don't have a responsibility. Of course they do. But I'm also very conscious. I have one wild and precious life. And I intend to maximize on the opportunity that I have to use that life to the best of the ability and the opportunity to as many people as possible. So discernment supports how I use my time, what I get involved in, whether I'm going to get involved in internet fights or not. And the answer to all of that is no. Just no. Absolutely not. Discernment gives me the opportunity to think about what is my North Star? What am I being guided by? And to align with that, to focus on that, to continue with that. Love this powerful, absolutely. Stacey says the outrage machine only pays the platform. They love it. They continue. You know how much money LinkedIn makes from posts complaining about the LinkedIn algorithm? That's why I don't do it. Because to be honest, I didn't pay to be here in the first place. Now, if I'm a paying customer, different conversation, but I'm not. And I've never claimed to be, and I'm not pretending that I am, and therefore I use it accordingly. But what I will say is that I will never give LinkedIn as much money as they as I have received from them. So I continue to do the things that and to put my time and focus where I can make most impact. We lose so much time like fighting battles that are not ours about things that really do not matter. Yesterday, I posted a powerful quote from Gary Vee, who talked about the fact that people don't burn out because they work hard. They burn out because they spend more time trying to look successful than actually be successful. Again, that is another discernment issue. I see it all the time. People complain about people lying on social media. And all I will say to you is that the problem isn't that they're lying, the problem is how you feel about their lies. When you see someone claiming a level of success, the fact that you allow that to let you feel bad, that's the issue. That's the issue. Other people's results are not your results. It has no bearing on you. And I'm not suggesting for a second that we should all live in an introverted little bubble, as nice as it would be. That's not what I'm suggesting. But what I am saying is we are not using our discernment effectively and we're focused on the wrong damn thing. If people lie on the internet, that's on them. Truly, that's on them. Everybody here is grown. I believe you have to be 18 to have a LinkedIn account. Everyone is grown. It is so important that we take responsibility for the things that we are doing, that we stop policing what isn't our business in the first place, and we spend our time and focus on what truly matters for why we are here. Not everybody is here to build a business. So I'm not suggesting for a second that everyone should do their LinkedIn or use it the way that I do. I'm simply sharing my personal experience and personal philosophy on the basis of why I am here. Now, the thing is, and this is my actionable tip, even before I just share the one powerful truth. The one powerful truth is to help you to understand that discernment is the ability to see things for how they really are and not for what you want them to be. That's the one powerful truth I want you to understand. Seeing things in reality is going to shift everything for you. Because discernment will tell you how to spend your time. Discernment will tell you when to keep going and when to stop. Discernment will tell you what to get involved in and what to simply watch and mind your business. Discernment will help you to understand where you need to make sure you get in the room and where you need to understand where to double down, focus, and continue doing what you are doing. Discernment is your most important skill. It helps you to anchor in reality and it helps you to decide between two things. And no, it's rare that you're going to be deciding between good and bad. More often than not, you're deciding between okay and fine, good and almost good, good and great. That's the nature. And this is why I'm talking about discernment as a skill, because it is a muscle that you continue to grow and hone and build. And the best way to use your discernment, and this is my one actionable tip, is to ask yourself this series of questions. Number one, why am I here? Or what is the point? So when I step onto the platform, LinkedIn platform, I ask myself, what am I doing here? What am I here to do? I'm here to post, I'm here to comment, I'm here to meet people, I'm here to build my audience. I need to understand why I'm here. If I'm not here for any reason, then I'm going to do not no reason things. Number two, if I know why I'm here, what helps me do that? And the answer is rarely ever doom scrolling, arguing, fighting with people, all of the things that tend to take up so much time. Why am I here? What helps me do that? Why am I here? What helps me do that? Asking those questions on an ongoing basis as you go through the things that you're doing will shift everything. But ladies and gents, your discernment is your most powerful cash flow success tool. It will help you show your offers to the right people. It will help you to be clear about how to communicate that effectively. It will help you to understand which parts of the architecture are most important to those people. Discernment never lets you down, but it is a skill and it is a muscle to build. And I want to invite you to keep building it. So yeah, I don't know if anybody guessed discernment as the most important skill, but that is the most important cash flow skill. And I'm glad to have had the opportunity to share that with you today. That is everything I wanted to share with you. Just want to make sure that I remind you about our upcoming fabulous Quiet Queens Nourish and Network event. Not next week, but the week after. No? Yes, 2 weeks' time in central London. A powerful space designed by and for introverts, hosted by me and the fabulous Sharon Hurley Hall. We very much look forward to having you in the spaces. If you want to find out more about Quiet Queens, please drop the word skill in the comments or in my DMs, and I am happy to share more information with you about the event. But ladies and gents, that is everything that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining me live. Please come into the chat, share your biggest takeaway. Now, if you've joined me live and you've now heard it, please feel free to tag a friend to get other people to come along and watch this powerful message. And I look forward to seeing you in the spaces.